Hey, this is Politics with Lar. Politics is an undercurrent of everything that goes on in this world, whether if it turns into a war, social upheaval, economic collapse, or whether if there's peace. Everything has to do with politics. We're going to look at it, analyze it, and connect the dots. Hey, this is Politics with Laura. I got a good one for you today. Now, Chicago gets rid of Lori Lightfoot to only elect Mayor Brandon Johnson. And I have to say he's worse than Lori. You know, the problem with voting block is you get a lot of the same. Now, Brandon said he was down with immigration. He said that from Jump Street. And I don't think you all believed him. You know, people have a tendency to not believe what you say. They think that you're making something up and come up with some kind of alternative, or as what's her name? Kellyanne Conway would say, alternative facts. Well, Brandon Johnson said, I'm down for immigration, and you all did your alternative facts. Oh, well, he's really going to help us. He's going to put Chicago first. Wrong. In fact, this is what he said. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. The new Chicago mayor met with several immigrants staying at the 12th District Police Station. Now, he says immigrants, not illegal immigrants, not illegal aliens. And please stop with that mess, because that's what it is. When you look on your green card, it says alien number. It doesn't say immigrant number, so let's not get all testy. Just a thought. Um, the 12th District Police Station telling them that he is grateful that they were here and assuring them that we are going to do everything possible we can to make this home for you. You can't make this shite up. You can't. Straight off the, he's telling them that. Now, the only question is, did he bend the rules to allow them to vote? Because remember, they have no legal status. They just get off the bus. They came across the Mexican Rio Grande border, came across there, went through Texas or Arizona, or New Mexico, whichever way they came in. One of the mayors put them on a bus. They came right on up there, off the bus. I mean, oh man, oh man. I gotta say, Chicago, I feel your pain. I live in a sanctuary city, and they're dropped off every day. Several bus stops, several buses loads a day. And the jobs, my daughter has a hard time getting a job. And the jobs are not going to American citizens. They're not going to naturalized citizens. They're not going to people that have legal standing in this country. They are going to people that are illegal immigrants that get preferential treatment, and they get a whole bunch of tangibles that we do not get. Now, you got people in Chicago that are homeless, but the migrants get first dibs. This has to stop. And this right here is a Democratic plan all over the United States. It's all over. And it's wild. Now, I don't know whether if Biden got his quota or not, how many immigrants he needs to vote Democratic to keep power. And if it's not him, then it's going to be throughout the states. Now, I found an article down in Venezuela, and trying to find it, to where Venezuelan government was asking the United States, what jobs are they offering their people? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These governments are talking to one another. So before these people come, they already know what jobs they can get. And basically, it's almost any and everything. You got people driving trucks who never drove a truck and all over the place. I mean, this is crazy. Um, there's this guy doing construction, and from the looks of it, he doesn't know the first thing about driving a truck, but he's in it and he's working there. And I'm all about, okay, take care of your family, you know. Hmm. But my thought is this. Now, I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was telling me, she was like, well, you can't do that. Now, my thought is this. The United States gives a lot of money to these countries to develop democracy. Now, I know down there in Central and South America, the United States gives almost $1 billion to these countries. So my thought is this: if your people are still going to come up here, no, I'm going to say it like this: if you know the United States is giving your government money and you're too afraid to speak up and say, hey, that money's supposed to come to us. So then you're like, okay, I'm not going to speak up against my government, but I'm going to go to the place to where they're giving money. Now, you come here, you get legal standing, then all of a sudden you have all this political efficacy that you want to do here. Now you do nothing for your people back home. You're like, oh, screw you. I'm here. You're not. Screw you. And you do it. You do it. And that is sad. And that needs to stop. You need to help your people. If you're saying that my government is so horrible and you're up here in state and you do nothing to help your people back home, you're a terrible person. And I'm gonna be the first one to call you a sellout because you are. Look it up. Ask it. Ask anybody black what a sellout is, and that is you. You are a sellout. You sold out because you left your people back there in political turmoil, and the people and the government that you say is so corrupt, you do nothing. But I digress from my main point. It just pisses me off. It pisses me off when people do that. And all right, back to Mayor Save Everybody, but his own people. So that's what he does. Now, Brandon Johnson spent part of his first of his full day as mayor Tuesday visiting asylum seekers, not the people who voted for him. You, look at what he's showing you. Mayor Johnson is showing you who he serves. It's not you. No. It's not you. It's the asylum seekers. His new voting base, not you, who has been sleeping on the floor of the 12th district and police station, and others staying in temporary shelters in Little Village, saying he needs to see the crisis firsthand. You can't make the sugar honey iced tea up. Chicago, you can't make this up. You can't. The man that you elected gave you the middle finger, turned around and told you to kiss his butt. Basically, in a nutshell, he did. It is clear the police station and a respite center is not the goal, Johnson said to reporters after touring the temporary shelter at the Piotrowski Park, adding that this is going to take a collaborative effort to tackle the emergency. Hey, Mayor Johnson, um, why don't you deal with the homeless Chicagoans that are like right up the street from where they are? I mean, it's just a thought. I mean, are you that anti-American? Are you really that anti-American that you can't put Americans first? Or did you sell out to the corporates that quickly? I mean, Ed, I'm not a Chicagoan, but I do pay taxes, and I would like to know. Can't make this stuff up. Then we have to make sure that the work that is being done here is done with true spirit of Chicago. Um, Mayor Johnson, the true spirit of Chicago. Why don't you try helping Chicagoans? That's the true spirit of Chicago. You know, you have a sanctuary city and you're like, hey, come on up here, you get some free tangibles. That's no spirit of Chicago. They're up here they came up for free stuff. The spirit of Chicago are the people that have invested in Chicago, not getting free stuff from Chicago. We're talking about the people that added something to Chicago, not taken away. Oh, Mayor Brandon, you're going to give them the blues. I see it right now. You're a blue, you're a Democrat, and you're getting ready to give Chicagoans the blues. Oh, man, man, man. Community, our local our local elected leaders, our community-based organizations, our public facilities are all working hand in hand to make sure that these families that came up off these buses and not that were born or not United States citizens, but these people that came from other countries, yeah, who have traveled through horrific conditions, not like that Chicago doesn't have its problems and have horrific conditions. Oh no. No, people getting killed out in the street. That means nothing. People who getting robbed or the government turning its back on the people. That is like being an unwanted stepchild. Conditions that when they arrive here, that the city of Chicago and the people of Chicago are going to be here for these families. You can't make this up. Oh my good, look, Chicago, ask for a recall. A vote of no confidence. Get rid of this man. Get rid of him. Johnson, without mentioning anyone by name, called out politicians that are using the lives of individuals as ways to score some political points. You're not doing that, sir? You're not doing that? And do these people have voting rights already? Are they allowed to vote in local elections? As they do over here in DC and also in Maryland? They don't do that stuff in Virginia. Virginia's like, no. They don't do that stuff in red states because red states know America first. But, you know, you got these globalist mayors that put the globe first besides the people that put them in there. You know, I'm just saying. But he goes on and on and I think it's anti-American what this mayor is doing. It is anti-American. He's showing you that he's anti-American. Now, I have no problem with, with people migrating here. You do it the right way. You know, if I go to Nicaragua, if I go to Mexico, I can't just run across the border. No, I have to show that I can come. I got to show ID. I got to show, you need like 3 months of bank statements with a certain amount of money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These countries have a requirement. You must meet a requirement, but not them. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. Now, I don't know when people are going to start acting like they have some sense in their head, these politicians. And before you start calling me a Republican, no, I'm an independent. You have to earn my vote. And thus far, Democrats, you haven't shown me that I'm going to get anything from you for my vote. I can just go down there and change my name to Laura Ana Acuña Sanchez and come across the border and say, hey, give me tangibles, but then you'll love me then, right? And no pun intended. And then if you get offended and it doesn't apply to you, what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, but you get offended, that's on you. You have your priorities screwed up. If you are an American citizen of the Republic of the United States of America and you get offended, you got a problem. It's not me that's anti-American. It is you. And I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I am an independent. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, and Democrats, you are disingenuous as hell. You claim that you want these people, but you don't want them in your neighborhood. You put them in all the black areas, but you don't want them around your areas. They need to go live next to you because you want these policies. You need to have them in your area, and then you'll be thinking differently. Oh, Martha Vineyard, like when Governor Abbott sent the immigrants, about 50 of them, the one in Florida, DeSantis sent them up to Martha's Vineyard. All of a sudden, they were gone in less than an hour, but they're for immigration. They're for illegal immigration as long as the illegal immigrants are not living next to you. Just, mm, I don't like people like you. You're disingenuous, and heck, I just want to straight up call you a bunch of liars. You are. But on that note, oh, wait a minute. The city of Chicago is in line to get 4.3 million in federal funding to help with the influx of immigrants, but that's far less than the 38.9 million and 66.7 million the administration of former Mayor Lori Black requested from Federal Emergency Management Agency, Emergency the Food and Shelter Program. You got all that, but you can't help your own people. You can't get emergency funding for actual Chicagoans. You can't. But you can get emergency funding. Look. Chicago. You just might want to think dropping Democrats and becoming independents and making these Democrats earn your vote, because you give it away like you're just a jump off. These politicians, they shook hands and just let you go, and now they're over there with their main people. Their main squeeze is right over here, the illegal immigrants, but they were just, hey, how you doing? And by over here's my real person, my real date, my main squeeze is here, but it's not you. You're being used. But hey, on that note, what do you think?